going on right now, the Ahmaud Arbery trials and the Kyle Rittenhouse trials. And my question is, what do you believe would be the outcome of these trials and why?
Okay, so I think that there's what will happen and what should happen. I'm not going to try and predict what will happen because you cannot predict what juries are going to do. What should happen, Rittenhouse should be acquitted. He clearly acted in self-defense. That doesn't mean that I would send my 17-year-old over to Kenosha, Wisconsin in order to protect property and provide medical aid to people, but it does mean that the shootings that he committed were in self-defense. The evidence is pretty much as clear as day on that one. And the prosecutor has no case, and frankly, he's making a fool of himself. He looks like he got his law degree for turning in the tops of Cracker Jack boxes. In the Arbery case, the main question in the Arbery case is going to come down to, legally speaking, whether the McDaniels, who are the defendants in this particular case, whether they had the capacity under the citizens arrest law of Georgia to arrest Arbery. So there was some testimony last week that a couple of weeks before they went after Arbery, they went to this house that Arbery had been allegedly inside of, this construction site, and tools had been stolen from there and all this. They went there with a local cop, apparently, and the local cop was speaking to them about how there was somebody who looked exactly like Arbery who'd been inside stealing things. Right? And so what this does, it provides the predicate for the notion they have to, that if they get a call that somebody is stealing things and that person matches Arbery's description, and the cop in the tape says it's possible he's stealing things, it could be a misdemeanor, it could be a felony. Once it's a felony, you can effectuate a citizen's arrest. So the question is going to be whether that citizen's arrest was lawful or not, the attempted citizen's arrest. Because once you get down to the end of it, right, the end of it where they're roadblocking him and they're trying to keep him from running away, and Arbery runs between the cars, now you essentially have a case of almost mutual self-defense, right? It's actually really a terrible case in which Arbery sees these guys chasing him in trucks. Why is he going to pull over, right? And so he tries to run. He goes for the gun, they shoot him. So from their perspective, they're trying to give a citizen's arrest, they have to shoot him in self-defense. From his perspective, he's trying to run away, and they're blocking him and trying to falsely imprison him, and so he's acting in self-defense. So the only way to solve that legal conundrum is whether they were, in fact, under the belief that they were attempting to arrest him, a citizen's arrest, and they had good cause. Like, it has to be by the preponderance of the evidence, like 51%, 49% standard. If they had a 51 to 49% probability of the evidence that he was committing a felony and that they could arrest him, then they could be acquitted. So that's the legal issue. That's what it's going to come down to.
Considering that citizen's arrest is a widely outdated law, do you consider that it should be reformed?
It's difficult to reform citizen's arrest because, again, there are just so many areas where the cops are not available. I mean, what I would like is to make it so that citizen's arrest is not something that anybody really wants to do because the cops are so available that you just call them. Right, and by the way, this is what happens in